everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book haul, and I realise I haven't actually done a book haul in a while, so that's what I'm going to do today, because a lot of these are series. I've got a lot of series recently, which is something I haven't got a lot of in a while. And the first one that I got is the King, I think, is it like the Red Queen series? I think Red Queen's book one. So I got the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. I have seen this series for years. When I worked in Waterstones, everyone really wanted this one when it came out, King's Cage. It was a very high demand, and everyone's been telling me it's really good. And I think there is another one in the series, or there's something to do with it, which I need to find out. So it's been a very long time coming for me to actually buy this book and to buy this series, but it was in the works, and it was the whole series for about £8 or £10, and it was so good, such a good price, especially when they're like £8 each. Usual retail price. So this is about a world where they are divided by blood, red or silver blood, and the reds are the commoners and the silver are the elite people. And there's a character called Mare. She has this power, and she is a red-blooded person, but she gets hidden in plain sight by the silver people because she has this power. And it's kind of that story and this war that's going on and this rivalry that's going on, and I'm so excited to finally get into this series and read this series, because like I said, it's been a very long time coming, and it has taken me a long time to get down and actually read these books, so I'm looking forward to it. The next series that I got was also from the works for, again, I think these were like £10 or £12, and that was the Lord of the Rings series. So I got The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I got Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, also by J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm not going to keep saying his name, you know who these books are by. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. I started reading the Lord of the Rings series last year. I had them on my Kindle. I'd read The Hobbit. I'd started the other ones, so I'm really looking forward to finishing them. Now I have all of them as actual physical copy, because I feel like this is a book which I will read better and enjoy better when I have this physical version in front of me. So I'm really looking forward to starting these. I think I'm going to read these over Christmas time. I know they're not necessarily really Christmassy books, but I feel like it's a big series, and I am really lucky because I work in an educational environment. I get time off around Christmas, so I will be able to do that, and I'll be able to have some time to sit and read, because my dissertation will be done then as well. So I'm looking forward to reading these. So I'm sure most of you know what Lord of the Rings is, but for those that don't, there's a little village called the Shire, and there's a little hobbit who lives in the village, and he is given this really big task. He has to travel across Middle Earth to this pretty insane place to destroy this ring, the one ring to rule them all, and that's basically the journey of it. And The Hobbit is the prequel. So I'm really looking forward to finishing this series and having my own copies. I think these copies are really nice. These are the movie covers, but I really like them. I think they're really cool. But yes. Okay, next up is books 2 and 3 in a series, and recently I reread To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. It was recently adapted for a Netflix show. I reread the first one, and actually I'd never read 1 and 2, so I picked them up. So we have P.S. I Still Love You and Always and Forever Lara Jean, which is just a continuation of the first one. I won't go into the details of these two, because if you haven't read the first one I don't want to spoil you, but To All the Boys I Loved Before, the first book in this trilogy, it is about a girl called Lara Jean who writes letters to any boy she's ever had a crush on or ever liked, and she has 5 letters in total. She doesn't send them out, she keeps them in a perfect little hat box in her bedroom, and she reads them sometimes to remember how she felt, but no one else ever sees them. Until one day these letters are mysteriously sent out, and she doesn't know why, but all of the boys receive their letters, and lots of stuff goes down, and it's just like drama, but like cute, like fluffy, like rom-com drama, and the books are just really sweet, and I'm really looking forward to reading the other two. So yes, I'm looking forward to those. So when it was Pride Month in London was very gay, and it was great. I didn't go for the actual Pride Parade, I was working, but I went the next day and everything was still up. They had this whole section in the Waterstones in Covent Garden that was like LGBTQ+ books, and I got The Miseducation of Cameron Post, because this is a book I've already previously had and a book I've previously read, but I read it a very long time ago and I don't really remember much of it, and because the film is coming out I've decided I want to reread it. And look at this cover! Look at this version of this book, this is so cool! So I saw this, and literally I knew I had to go in, I had to get a book, and I went for this one because I do want to reread it. I do want to give it a second go, because I read it back in like 2014 or something like that. It was a long time ago, and I wasn't really paying much attention to it, so I want to give it a good go. I want to give it another read, give it the read it deserves, and have another go with it. So Yes, here we go. Here we go. I'm excited about that. And this is just such an amazing cover. I'm so, like, London was just a big old rainbow and it was fabulous. Next up, we have another series, What Are the Odds? And those are the Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo. For those that have been on my channel a while, you will know that Leigh Bardugo is one of my favourite authors of all time. Crooked Kingdom is genuinely one of the best books I've ever read. The Six of Crows Crooked Kingdom duology is just wonderful. I finished Crooked Kingdom and couldn't stop thinking about that book. It is amazing. So these were the new covers of the Shadow and Bone series and they're gorgeous. This series is about a girl called Elena and she is a soldier. She ends up having this kind of magic that's been dormant and she doesn't know that she's had it. So now she's training under the Grisha, which is her government's like elite force, and it's everything coming from that. It's a fantastic series. This series and the Six of Crows duology, they tie in because they're both set in the Grisha-verse, and I just would 100% recommend them. Honestly, just amazing. This is the Shadow and Bone one, which, come on. And this is the Siege and Storm one, and then this is the Rune and Rising one, and they're just gorgeous. Like, have we ever seen more beautiful? Like, they're just so pretty. And then this month I got sent 2 books by Titan Books, who are really kind, and the first book they sent to me was Vengeful by V. Schwab. V. Schwab is one of my favourite authors. She wrote the Savage Song duology, which is also fantastic, and this is the sequel to Vicious. So again, I won't tell you what happens in this one because it is a sequel, but Vicious is a book that came out a couple of years, like a fair few years ago now, by V. Schwab. It's about 2 college students and they end up basically becoming superhuman and developing superhuman abilities, and then later on in life they become like arch enemies. It's another great time. So it's really, really good. Obviously I'm here for the superhero shit, so yeah. And like, look at this hefty bowie. This is a big boy. So I'm very excited to delve into this world. And finally, I was sent recently another book that I can A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney, and this book it looks like this, and it's, I mean, it's so pretty, but it's actually in my backpack to take on holiday with me because I'm going to finish it while I'm away on going away. So I'm not going to go get it out because I'd have to unpack everything, and I'm genuinely already like stressed that I've forgotten everything. So cool. And this book focuses on a girl called Alice, and she can go into this kind of like dream world which is like Wonderland, and it's like an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and the description was that when they contacted me was when Buffy meets Alice in Wonderland, which are 2 of my favourite things, so like I was very excited about that. And yeah, so she can go into this world and she can fight and she's really, really powerful, but then her mental person in this world ends up being kidnapped, so she has to go and find him, and it's all that jazz and all that drama, and I'm about 10 chapters in so far and I'm loving it, so I'm super, super excited to give you a review of that and to discuss that with you once I finished it. So yeah, so those are some books that I've gotten recently. Like I said, this video went quite quickly because it's just a lot of series, like, which just I haven't bought in a really long time, so I'm excited to delve into them. What books have you got recently? Have you got any of these? Have you read any of these? Let me know your thoughts. Let's discuss. If you're new here, then I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandomy things, so if you want to stick around, then you can do that today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope we're doing really, 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 really well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!